Hello and welcome to a Tesco trolley in a random bus shelter at Wick Tesco, believe it or not, in Wick, Caithness, as we're going to be starting a new series on the HTAAB YouTube channel, visiting all of Wick's bus stops. Obviously it's not as simple as that though, as there's a lot of bus stops in Wick, and this one, believe it or not, again, is the first that I'll be doing, which is Wick Tesco. So in this series, at each bus stop, I'll be highlighting the features of it, and also a thing to point out at the bus stop, if it shows on the map as a bus stop, and in real life there isn't anything there, it's just like a nothing, or just a drop in the path, I won't be featuring that. I'll only be featuring it if it's got markings on the road, just down there like that, a shelter, or a sign, which this one doesn't actually have a proper sign. It's just got something that says, or did say, bus stop on that sign behind me. In terms of features that this bus stop has, it has an old, rusty and decrepit shelter, some out-of-date timetables on the wall, some, road markings on the ground to indicate that it is actually a bus stop and not just a lay-by or a random pull-in at the side of the road, and also, it has a bin. And in terms of services that this bus shelter is served by, it's served by the 75, the 77, the 82, the 175 and the 281. It's sort of a main sort of bus terminus / stop in Wick as people go shopping here or just catch the bus to places such as Thurso, Dunbeath and just around the town. Now the first bus stop is visited, we need to head down the main road a little bit, the A99, towards the second bus stop in this series. So let's continue walking for about 5 minutes or so, up to the next bus stop, as I said. So after a brief walk down the A99 from Wick Tesco, past the Ashley and Furniture Place, and arriving into Wick officially as the sign depicted, we have made it to our second bus stop, which is frankly a deep, dark hole. A deep, dark, grotty, grimy, black, cobweb-filled, leaf-filled, rubbish-filled hole of a bus stop, which is served by a fair few services. Those services being the 75, the 77, the 175, the 177, the 275, the 276, the 282, those three all are Dounreay services, and the flagship X99 route to Inverness, or from Inverness I should say. And in terms of features that this stop has to offer, it has a bus stop flag, a timetable board with no timetables on it. They've either just never been put there because there is no point as nobody ever uses this bus stop, or they've just fallen out and have blown away in the wind. It also has this old dark grey shelter which is made of concrete. And no, it doesn't have a bin looking round the corner. Very sad. Yeah, we're going to be moving on now as we leave the proximities of the deep dark hole of a bus shelter. But just to point something out before I move on, the deep dark hole is just on that side, but over here there is a lovely view of some fields with the hills in the background. Right, I'm going to now magically teleport in 3, 2, 1. Oh jeez, I ought to stop doing that teleporting malarkey, starting to get on my nerves a little bit. Anyway, now you join me at the third bus stop of the video, which is actually Elm Tree Garage. You may be thinking, well, where is the bus stop? It's up there, on the wall. It's very noisy here. There's a lot of cars going past on the main road. I'm having to speak a little bit louder. Anyway, as you can see, this is a rather old bus stop. And yes, it is still in use. It's up there on the wall about, 10 foot in the air. It's a perfect place, I guess, this wall, for a bus stop flag. There's nothing else that indicates this is a bus stop though. No marks on the floor, apart from that yellow thing down there, which could indicate that it used to have some sort of markings at one point, but I'm not too sure. Also, I'm thinking it's called Elm Tree Garage, as if I go behind me just here, you can see a garage, well, an old garage, an old petrol station, which I presume used to be Elm Tree Garage before it was turned into the Bruce Link coal place. Anyway, in terms of features of this bus stop, it's literally got a flag, which is very nice, by the way, and that is basically it. And in terms of services that stop at the Elm Tree Garage stop, you'll find the 75, the 77, the 82, the 175, the 177, the 275, 282 and the X99. Similarly to the stop just further up the road. Yeah, it's on the same road, so it will get the same services, won't it? That makes sense. Find me in the second to last stop of this video. The last stop is actually just over the road, so I'll cover that in a second. But this stop is Wick opposite post office. Obviously there's no post office there now, it's a Chinese takeaway and the hairdressers, but the post boxes over there indicate that's where the post office used to be. This stop is served by 75 services, 77 services, 82 services, 175s, 177s, 275s, 282s and the X99s. Similarly to the last two bus stops we visited. In terms of features, it's got a lovely shelter which is in, well, good nick to say. It's got a seat I can rest my camera on. It's got a bit of graffiti and rubbish all over the walls. It's got a bench. It's got a timetable which isn't on the board outside, it's inside the shelter just behind me. And in terms of, well, other things, it's got a bus stop marker out on the road. It's got paint, as you can see. And to be honest, it's a fairly nice stop. Now you join me at the final stop of this video. Yes, we've covered 5 today, all the way from Tesco to the start of Wick Town Centre. As you can see, this one is just outside of the Chinese takeaway, the Lucky 888. And in terms of features, it has a flag which is facing that way. Luckily, it looks like it's been bent back slightly. And also it's got a painting on the floor, as you can see, to indicate that's where the bus stop actually is. There's a dog in the window just there, and it's served by all the same services that serve that side of the road. Anyway, so I've moved back into the shelter because it's just started raining. So I might as well film my outro here. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please like, subscribe, and if you want to, you can comment. But mainly the first two things, especially subscribing, because subscribing helps my channel a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one of episode 2 of visiting all of Wick's bus stops. See ya!